Good morning, welcome to today's RC Coffee Chat. So what have we got in store for you this morning? Topic number 1 is winging it with the F3. Topic number 2 is that you shouldn't buy one of these, but I will tell you the reason why I like them so much. Topic number 3 is, oh my god, what the fuck, barbecue. Topic number 4 is new models and kit which is on its way to us right now. And that's it for today's RC Coffee Chat. So I shall see you again shortly. No. Right, those of you which are on the live version, can you let us know that if the audio is loud and clear? Thank you very much, Phil. And by the way, if you are watching the recorded version, you can see the live chat which is going on above my head, and we will get to shout out corner very shortly. So let's get into topic number 1, which is winging it with the F3. Now, I'm sure I've put it up on the screen, and by the way, links to everything which I cover are down in the video description for you. So the first topic is going to be about the FlyingWings.co.uk F3 Sky Shadow. If you want the link to the video, that's in the video description for you. So I've half started with this one, and oh great, the white balance is kicked out, but you'll see over here somewhere, there we go, I've been and put the servo in. Now what I am doing is then running it underneath the wing, but there was one thing bugging me, which is that they use, let me take this apart, they're using this funny plastic, and I've not come across it before myself. It is a very weird plastic indeed, and it's obviously been laser cut as well, and it's a bit weird. It has taken to goop exceptionally well. If I put that up on the camera and then it focus, he says, there we go, is that it has taken goop really, really well, and it's quite flexible too. Unlike plywood, for example, you wouldn't get that amount of flex in it. But the bit which has been bugging me is that if I take this apart a second, and you'll see what I mean. Left the spar hanging out. Is that the way this gets constructed, if I can put all these pieces together, is that what you've got is that you glue the wing to a plastic part, and then you glue the sensor sections to that, and then you put the other piece on there, and you put the other wing on the end. And what I was, and I still am a little bit concerned about, is the amount of grip which we are going to get between these surfaces, even with goop glue. So that was bugging me quite a bit. So what I've been and done with mine, it only came with one main spar which goes along the back, along there, and it's got a lovely little cutout in it. It was a really nice job on that, actually. Credit where credit's due. But what I've been and done is added 2 extra spars, which you can probably see a little bit better like that. That one there is actually the wing spar which came out of the original Micro Sky Munter. So she lives on. She's going to live on in another model. So I've put, literally all I did was mark out the centre holes on either side, and then get the drill, and then just put it down on the desk, and I just drilled it in using the carbon spar, and that kind of works really well. And then I've put another little spar on the front as well. Now, to be honest, if I was doing this again, I would have put that down much further, because I do feel it's probably going to be in the way of the wires when I put the FPV camera in. And oh yeah, there's also a little black plate here on the front to kind of lock it all together, and I've just seen the glue hasn't stuck very well on here at all. Oh, pants. Right, I'll have to stick some glue in that a bit later. But anyway, so my plan is that if I put that spar in there, like so, is that what I've then been on and done is drilled holes in, again, you're not going to see this very well, I've drilled extra holes in there and then bored those out as well. So what we've then got, or what we've got now, is 3 spars going from the middle. So we've got the main spar at the back, which is quite long and obviously goes into the other wing. We've got the Micro Sky Munter spar, which goes all the way through. And then we've got this little extra one in the front, which is actually quite close up underneath here in this foam. But I'll just stick plenty of glue in it, and that's really stiffened it up. So in the event of an unscheduled landing, is that I do actually feel it might stay together now, and that's the way which I've been coped with, like these. Yeah, if you have a look, you've basically got a sandwich. You've got foam, a plastic material, and then you've got foam. Whereas in the other wings, which we've got, normally you just glue the foam to the foam. So what I'm thinking is that these materials, so the foam and the plastic has like different like movement ratios. You kind of know what I mean, is that foam with foam is going to flex about the same. Foam against a brittle or another surface which is less flexible is likely to be a weak point, or a point where a joint is going to break. So that's why I've gone extra paranoid and put some extra carbon rods in this one, and I definitely think that was the right decision. So yeah, if you're going to get one, put some extra carbon in it. And again, I've just grabbed what I've had here, a couple of I think that's about a 4mm piece which I've got in the front, and then an old wing spar out of the Micro Sky Munter. To be honest, yeah, the bigger spar in the middle has really helped with it. Oh, it goes downhill really quickly, doesn't it? Who was that? Kev. Good lad. Topic, actually no. Let's go and move to Shout Out Corner. It's one of my favourite sections, so let's get that in straight away. So this is where I can say a good morning or good afternoon or a good evening to you, in short. So let me scroll up and see who's on the live chat. So starting from the beginning, good morning Lee, good morning Go2499, good morning Elroy as well. Apologies, I missed you chat in the chat earlier. Sorry, I was trying to get the show notes done, so apologies for that, Elroy. Good morning, Ruds, for when you watch the recorded version later this morning, or Stick Mix, as some of you may know him by. Alan, good morning. Thumbs FPV, good morning. Andy and Brian, good morning. Scrolling down. Jeff, good morning. Roderick, good morning. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Lauren. I saw your EFX flight. Happy days. You completely greased that landing as well. Well done, Lauren. Fat Bloke. Fat Ass Bloke. Good morning. Good morning, Philip. Scrolling down. And good morning, Lee. And good morning, Jamie. And good morning, Colin as well. Now, oh, and Kevin too. Now, apologies if I have missed your name. Don't take it personally. And good morning, Thumbs FPV as well. So, yeah, like I said, apologies if I've missed your name. A very good morning to you. And then remember, if you are watching the recorded version, you can say howdy in the comments section underneath this video. And I just saw Riff coming as well. So a very good evening to Riff as well. So that was, yeah, topic number 1, winging it with the F3. Yeah, I kind of looked at the kit. It looks really, it's got a really deep cord. Look how deep that, like how long it is. It's going to be interesting in the sky. So as you know, I try and reserve final judgment until we get a flying. Oh, and as far as like finishing is going to go, it's these black pieces and this white foam which is doing it for me. So I do have some white laminate here, so I will be doing the I don't know what I'm going to do with the sensor section yet. I might do that black, but we'll see. Or it could be white. But anyway, definitely doing the wings white, and the center may be white as well, and then maybe black elevons as well. I'm not too sure yet, but I do kind of like this black and white scheme. It kind of has, like said, pink, finish me in white and black. So that's probably what I'm going to be going with for this one. So and that will be using some laminate on there, which from HobbyKing of all places, because it's dirt cheap from there. So happy days, happy days. Let's have a quick look. Olin, good morning, by the way. And Olin's put in the chat, looking forward to your thoughts on the flying blade. Yes, so am I. It is sat over there and it's yet to be completely finished. In short, as we'll get onto the top of it, we'll get onto the W word a little bit later. In fact, I didn't actually put that in my notes, so I'm just going to pop that in my notes if I can remember the shortcut keys. And that brings me on to topic number 2, which is that you should not buy one of these. And I genuinely mean it. You should definitely not buy one of these. Now I'm going to pop it up on the screen, and great, we got a menu bar. There we go. So this is an Sbach 342, and I have her next to me, and I genuinely do mean this. This isn't a model which I would suggest for the vast majority of you, and the reason for that is very, very simple. Can you see how thick that foam is on this model? It's not very thick as well. What's it? A centimetre thick, something like that. And I've had to reinforce the living daylights out of it. You'll notice, and again, I'll see if I can get this to go across the camera. You'll see that there's lots of extra little carbon rods in there. And then if I turn her over, it did come with quite a bit of carbon, and then I used some extra ones, and you'll see that I'm using supports up here. Oh, big tip as well. Let me see if I can turn that around so you can see it. There. Can you see wherever it is just down there? That's actually, that's a servo control horn to hold the push rod for which side's that? Probably the elevator, still, and stop it flapping around. So, yeah, very, very curious indeed. It's super, super light. I'm running it with, I think it's a 2204 motor on the front. I bought it off HobbyKing with an 8x4 prop, slow 5 prop, tiny little ESC up underneath the nose, but it is extremely fragile, and I genuinely mean that. It's extremely fragile, and you can only fly it in like super calm conditions, which is, to be frankly honest, the reason, well, maybe I like it so much. So here, on one hand, I'm saying don't buy it, and you probably shouldn't buy it because it is so weak. And it's not very thick, and it's not, what's the best word for it? It's not very robust is the word which I'm looking for, because it is so thin. But on the flip side, as many of you know, the last week and more has been like really, really epic here with me with the W word, which we'll get to in a bit later. Yeah, and then the calm mornings, and I'm here waiting for the sun to come up. That thing is absolutely unbelievably fantastic in the sky when there is no wind. But if you do have like a little bit of a crosswind, and even more than like 4 miles an hour, it's just because it's so light, it just gets knocked around and pushed everywhere to the point that it's completely unflyable, or you would be start raving mad to fly it, because trust me, I've tried to fly it in less than ideal conditions or less than perfect conditions. But on the flip side, it is absolutely brilliant. I've over the last week, my stall turns have become pretty damn good. So you bring it vertically up just before it reaches the stall point, bang a load of rudder in, and bring it back round. And because I'm working in a confined space, literally just like a 50-meter gap, that's one of the main moves which I get to do, because I might have, because I've got a width and like depth restriction on what I can fly in. I don't have a height restriction, so it's really, really cool to keep the model like in really close to you, and then use height at your advantage to do stuff as well. So it's my playground in there, and I'm frankly honest, I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. I really, really have, and I'm surprised that I haven't killed it more. There's a few little nicks and stuff out of it. I have run E6000 down the leading edges because they were starting to show signs of wear. I have cracked the wing twice, once on both sides. But that said, I'm absolutely loving it, but I cannot recommend it to anybody else because you've got to have a really good grasp on your flying skills. And it really is meant for an indoor flying model, as like Les has just been put in the chat in there. But it is absolutely enjoyable. It is fantastic flight. It prop hangs beautifully. Now, it will also run on 2S as well, but you have to change the prop from a 60-45 to a 9x whatever, 9x47. So that you get the extra bit of thrust, and it's just as enjoyable on 2S as well, which for me is fantastic because I've only got two smaller 850 milliampere hours 3S battery packs to go on it on 3S, and that's like a brilliant combo. On 2S, I've got, as many of you know, that I've got loads of those little 1000 milliampere zippy 2S batteries, and that also works great on there as well. Obviously, it's lacking a bit on top speed, and it won't go vertical forever, whereas it will do on 3S. So just have a quick look on there. Yes, Lauren, looks like you've got a caps lock issue. So yeah, that's the Sbach, and I really suggest you don't buy one, because they are extremely fragile. But on the flip side, they are absolutely fantastic fun, and they've kept my I need to go flying at bay this week, because in a couple of these mornings which we've had over the last week, the weather's been absolutely still out there, and I'm out there checking at the door to see if the sun's come up yet, because I know this morning is going to be a super calm morning. So a quick slurp of the old cuppa. Just keep it on half an eye on the chat. And good morning, Realms, by the way, and good morning, Steve, as well. And I don't think I've missed anybody yet in the live chat. Right, now, by the way, there is an official term of what I'm doing here. I'm creating a criticism sandwich, which is that we do something good, and then we say something bad, and then we do something good. Now, this is the way which I've ordered them today, because, oh my God, what the fuck, barbecue is the next topic. Now, you may be wondering, Matt, what are you talking about? You lost your marbles. Well, I haven't played marbles in ages, so I probably have lost them. But my point being is that I got yesterday, I'll take an example, is like, oh, HobbyKing are doing some deals. Got the sale email through. There was like 2 models in there, and they were both. Oh, I'm going to close that tab. But the real one, which really did get my goat yesterday, like 2 days before, and I'm sure you may have seen my reaction in the Facebook group, is that the Vampires come up from sale, and apparently there is word, thanks Lee, that there may be a newer version coming out in the near future. So I got this email, and I'm just going to zoom in so you can see this email. And in fact, I'm going to turn my head off on here as well. So that's the email which I've got. Now, let's put yourself in the shoes of Matt. And Matt's going, oh, I've always wanted a Vampire, happy days, and it's on sale, not a bad price. And then, holy Cooper. No, I'm not going to say what I actually thought in my head, but it was like, oh, they've got the Radjet on sale as well. So I didn't click on the Vampire, because that was kind of a given. I was going to buy myself a Vampire. So I clicked on the Flash sale, thinking, oh, fucking brilliant. 28 quid again, which is like $35, which was the sale which they had previously on the Radjet. And it's bloody Dave's fault for making the Radjet cool again, because I gave my last one away. So I click through, and then I spot it was full price. It was nigh on full price. They've said $47 on there. Literally, like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, it was on sale for 28 quid. I was really pissed off, to be brutally honest. And there was me. I'd seen that email, as you would have done, and going, oh, look, I've really fancied a Vampire. I'm going to get myself a Vampire. And oh, look, just as excited about getting a Radjet again. And then you go there and you think, well, I'm going to get myself a Vampire. And then you see the Radjet and you're thinking, fuck off. Look, it was 28 quid the week before. And I know, apologies for my language. I was really, really disappointed, to the point I thought, no, fuck you. And I'm not buying either of them. So, yeah, I was really disappointed earlier this week on that sale, because I really wanted a Vampire. And then I was just as excited about getting a Radjet again. And the Radjet sale was awful, so I didn't end up buying either out of sheer principle. So I'm sorry, we're not getting a Vampire, because I really wanted a Radjet at the same time, so that really did annoy me. So apologies for that indeed. So quickly move to your chat. Oh yes, TAF5J Da. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We got to look at the plus point that there was no PLA filament or ABS filament on sale this time. So we got to look to the positive points here. And the Vampire was a good price. And like I said, I was just really annoyed that I wanted like yes, and yes. He was like, you can imagine the 12 and 1/4-year-old in me going, yeah, with added swear words, going, I can have both. And we didn't, so sad face. So I stuck my heels down and said, not buying either of them. So apologies, there will be no vampire in the hangar, out on the flight line and whatnot. Bit of a shame. So quickly going back on there. Alice just been and ordered a Ranger for 65 Australian pesos. Good lad. No idea which one that one is. And good morning, Van, as well. Let's have a quick look. Lauren says they found the right group for impulse buys. Oh yeah, talking about impulse buys. So we are now moving ourselves into the new models which are on the way to us. And we'll see that we've got our and kit. So we got 1, 2, 3, an FPV camera and another model as well. So quick rundown on what's on the way to us right now. Now I know this one is an older model. It has been around for quite a period of time. And I thought, it's a wing. It was cool. I bought it. Do I feel bad? No, not at all. I feel really good and I'm really looking forward to flying it. So we've got one of those on the way to us. And the other bit which did it for me, it was cheaper than HobbyKing. Bonus. So I bought one of those. And like I said, that is an older model. It's been out since like 2012, 2013, something like that. So I'm sure there's lots of other videos of those flying around. And I want one, so I bought one. So we got one of those on the way to us. That's the Skywalker Falcon. It's got quite a big wingspan, 1.3 meters. That's I don't know what that is in old money. Give me a second. Centimeters to inches. Let me put that in the old Google in the Googler. So 1340. I've put too many zeros in there. 52 inches, almost 53 inches. That's a fair old size wingspan. So very, very curious. Got one of those on the way to me. Don't know what the good points are. Don't know what the bad points are. Who cares? We're going to stick an FPV camera on the front. Probably an oversized motor on the ass end. And you know the saying from there. The other model, which is stuck in customs at the moment. Now, I am showing Banggood, but I did buy this in February, direct from the manufacturer, and it's stuck in customs with Parsaforce right now. They're supposed to be sending us a letter so I can pay them, but their customer support's open from 7 a.m. this morning, so I'll get on the phone to them, get that paid up, and get that out on the van to here. So that is it's the twin wing, and again, they don't really have any nice photos on here, to be honest. All right, look, my head's in the way. Let me turn that off a sec. Click the right button. There we go. It is sat on a little tray at the moment, like a little takeoff pad, but to be honest, we were just going to chuck it anyway. The unique point for this one is that, well, there's two key ones. Number one is that everything unclips, so you can take the wings off and the fuse off, and then you can pack it away into a bag if you so wanted. The other nice little feature is that it's another twin motor on the front, so should be pretty fast. Also, should I use the words efficient because of the dual motors and have redundancy as well. But no idea when it turns up, well, when it's going to turn up. But it's on its way, and it's here in the United Kingdom, but I've got to pay some import tax, but I don't know what it is. So we got that one on the way. I've also bought the black EPO, molded EPO version as well, on the premise that it's going to be a little bit tougher than black molded EPP rather than just the standard EPO. So on the premise that it's going to be a little bit tougher. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it's going to be Reptile S800 grade of quality of foam, but we will see very, very shortly. Let's have a quick look at your chat as well. Vanguard, brilliant model. Yeah, agree with you. And it's probably meant towards the previous version. Yeah, unfortunately on that one. Looks like a military style plane. Yeah, it looks really cool. I kind of like it. So yeah, that was a purchasing decision which I made in February, and it's only just arriving with me. And like I said, I did buy that one from the manufacturer directly. You still can do that. And it's not available on Banggood just yet. The next one is really very much a wild card, as in that, is this actually going to be worth $50 or not? I don't know. this is one of the I class is one of the cool things is that we can go in, we can grab a model like this and go, is it really worth $50? So that one is on the way to me. It has left China. It's in Parseforce at the moment, so I'm sure that will turn up here within a week or so. So that one's already on the way to us. It is very, very curious indeed. If you look, where's the photos? Yeah, that one there. And again, I need to turn me off so that you can see this. Is that this nose area is very, very curious to see what foam this is made out of, because that's either exceptionally well cut EPO foam or another type of foam. So very, very curious on this one, and I do have a few reservations, but as always we need to find out what the kit's like and how it flies in the sky. So we'll hold off on final judgment for that one until it arrives, but I'm kind of hopeful for it, but I do have a few reservations on it. So if you've been looking at that one and if you've not bought it yet, hold off on your $50 and we will see what it's like very, very shortly indeed. Quickly moving on, just having a quick look at the chat, which you can see above my head. Quickly moving on, there's some new little FPV cameras come out. They are cheaper, but I've bought one, but I don't know what they're going to be like. So that one's also in the post to us as well. The reason I bought them is because they did look rather curious on their settings. There is a big negative point to them, which I want to point out, which is that they're run on 12 volts. So it looks like it has either a very limited, or if you compare this to say like a Runcam Swift or a Runcam Owl, is that you have a wide input voltage range. So from 5 to say 36 volts in some instances, like a massive battery range, and will take direct power from a LiPo, pretty much literally from 2S all the way up to like 6S, crazy voltage range, because they've got a decent voltage regulator in them. Whereas this one is just saying 12 volts, so that tells us that it has like a limited voltage range on the voltage regulator in there. So this is only ever going to be more suitable to a free Sbach unless you put a buck converter in there. So there are a few negatives on this one, but it's $25. We'll see what it's like. It could be fantastic. It could be absolute crap. We don't know. So we'll get one. And the other one is the thing to keep in the back of your mind. Literally for $10 more, you could have a Runcam Owl Plus, which are bloody fantastic. So who knows on that one? That one's in the mail to me as well. And the last model, which is definitely on the way to me, is one of these. Now, I have gone for this one, and it really was the color scheme. And again, my head's in the way, so let me move this around. So that's the one which I've been and gone for. It's a P51D, which I'm sure means something to an aeroplane enthusiast. To be honest, I'm not really an aeroplane enthusiast. I just like chucking models around the sky. So apologies if I offend someone, and it should be a P-51D, and it was in whatever circumstances. But for me, it looks kind of cool, and I've gone for the US flag one. And I would like to apologize right now to our counterparts over in the United States for when I stuff it. Please don't take it personally. It's only a paint job, and I probably didn't mean to do it on purpose. Anyway, been and bought one. They look really good, and then we were having a chat about it in the Facebooks group a couple of days back. A couple of other people have got them as well. Oh, I also saw those on Spectra 50 being chucked around as well. So when they came in, I was like, buy. Really want one. So we've got that version on the way to us as well. Now, I have put links to all of these in the video description for you. And that brings us on to the last topic, which is work. So as many of you know, I had to go AWOL for a couple of days, about a week or so. I did chuck in a couple of extra live events as we went on. What did we do last week? Let's have a quick look. Apologies, I've forgotten it. It has been a crazy ass week. So let me have a quick look. We had the live unboxing of the right wing mini drac that turned up here as well. We had all the flight with the Reflex 38, completely shagged bearings on it. Have been and changed the motor now to the Cobra 2814 18 or 1700 kV motor on it, like a fucking rocket ship. Brilliant. Crazy. Oh, and it also calmed the noise down on it as well. So it really was the bearings in the NTM motor which were shot. We also had the live unboxing of the F3. We did that a couple of nights ago. And the DVR footage of doing 113 miles an hour. I've actually done 123 miles an hour with it now. And yes, I did take a really big steep dive at it. But who cares? It was 123 fucking miles an hour. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, like I said, I've got loads of video here which is due to be edited. But right now, work is still priority for me. No apologies for that, in short. And I'm sure all of you can appreciate work pays for models. I've really had to have my head down. I woke up at 1 o'clock this morning. I finally got up for about 4 in the end. I had a bit of a lie-in this morning. And work is still going to be busy over the next couple of weeks and stuff. But for those of you who want to know how the rollout went, really well. All minor stuff, like Matt forgot an S on a CSS tag. It's all simple stuff which what were undocumented features in the actual release. So the release has gone pretty well. I'm just gaining feedback. I've spoken to quite a few different customers which are using it and doing all the stuff which you should do, but that's going to roll on now for the next week or so. So coffee chats right now, I'm just being open and honest with you, which is I'm just trying to keep half an eye on the chat as well, is that I genuinely don't know. Tomorrow things could just hit the wall and I just need to bunker down. I'm just in an unknown state right now, whereas before I always knew that I'd be up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd have like an hour free to prepare for this, and I can invest the extra half an hour like we're doing this morning. The rest of this week is still very much a big unknown for me, so I am going to be very vague on this. We expect an RC coffee chat tomorrow morning, but don't panic if you don't see one. It just means that I need to work, and I will do my absolute best to keep you updated, and the way which I can do that is in the Facebook group. There is a link to the Facebook group in the video description for you. There's literally 700 plus other cool RC pilots just like me and you in there. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, the link to that is in the video description for you. Just press the join button on the right hand side, which is that side for you. Click the join button. One of us will pick up your join request, and like I said, you can join not only myself, but 700 other cool people like those of you which are on the chat as well. So I'm just going to keep a quick look on the chat. Steve suggesting stick a ribbon on the back of it and have a dog fight. Absolutely, that sounds more fun than beers and having a different type of dog fight. And let's have a quick look. Brad says, Matt, where do you buy your vectors? So Brad, if you're in the United States, you can buy directly from Eagle Tree Systems. If you're in the United Kingdom, then or Europe, there's a website called RC Log, which are the main distributor for the Eagle Tree Vector. They're really, really good. Normally arrive next day when I've needed to phone them about a pre-order, which like I put in quite a while back. They were absolutely fantastic on the phone. So really does depend on where you are in the world. So answer that one, Brad. Let's have a quick look. To Lauren, sorry to hear your browser crashed. And yes, Jamie, I agree with you. Summer is almost here as well. The clocks have gone forwards here in the United Kingdom. As I'm sure from many of you based in the United States, the clocks went forwards for you about a week or so ago. The United Kingdom has just been caught up as well, so that is classed as happy days. And the sun is rising, so I'm going to go and take a little 3S battery, maybe a pair of them, and take the Sbach out the front for a damn good spanking. And on that note, actually, before I wrap up, I need to recap what we've covered today. So number one, winging it with the F3. Extra spars, absolutely needed in my head, just because I'm concerned about unscheduled landings. And if you also keep in the back of your mind with other wings, you would normally have the laminate joining the two wings together as well, and you won't be doing that in there. So I'm really thinking that the spars are a good idea, because there isn't any laminate which is going from here to here, and you won't be doing that on the bottom either. So we're losing strength, or horizontal strength on it, so the spars will help it out. So I like that mod which I've done for that. So yeah, kind of like the wing so far, but as always, it really does depend on how well it flies in the sky. Topic number 2 was that you should not buy one of these, but I can tell you point blank, I absolutely love mine. It's absolutely brilliant fun, and I'm going to go and fly it in a minute with at least 2 batteries worth. I really do enjoy it. I do like it a lot. I really do. So let me just get that sat down and there. And I can list off all the bad points for you, but they're completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Really fantastic in the sky. And I'm going to keep flying it till I kill it. Topic number 3 was, oh my god, what the fuck barbecue? Or sorry, I should have used the non-slang version. Oh my god, WTF. Sorry, OMG, WTF, BBQ. What was going on with those HobbyKing cells? Like I said, I was trying to do a criticism sandwich this morning, which was meh. UK cells, one model. What happened to these cells which we used to have? That's kind of my point. And then the Vampire came up on sale. Still is on sale, by the way. Those of you which are looking for a Vampire, they still are on sale. But this morning, apparently, I saw in the chat. But the Radjet was like the nail in the coffin. I was like, ooh, and then it just got better. There was a Radjet, and it wasn't really on sale at all. So I stamped my feet and complained and moaned my butt off and refused to buy either of them. So apologies, no Vampire is going to be here in the immediate future. So yeah, UK sale contained a lot of waffle. That was at my actual notes, which I put here in the background. And then we had a look at the new models which are on the way to us. We saw that we've got Finwing, TravelerPlane, we got a FlyingWing, we've got 2 FlyingWings, we got that P51D, whatever it is, which I'm sure has some special significance. But to me, it looked really cool. So, like I said, no apologies. I just like the fly models and the history behind them. Absolutely no history, no interest in it at all. It's like, does it look cool? Does it fly well? Yes or no. Straightforward answers as that. And that's the way which I like to keep it. And we spoke a little bit about work. So that's what we've been uncovered today. And on that note, thank you very much for joining me for today's RC coffee chat. Excuse me. And it's time for me to go. And good morning, Peter, by the way. I just saw a new name turn up in the chat as well. If you have enjoyed today's RC coffee chat, do me a favor. Press the thumbs up underneath this video. If this is your first time here for an RC coffee chat, welcome aboard. It's crazy like this every time, to be brutally honest. Remember to press the subscribe button underneath this video. So where it says Matthew Ogborn, press the red button. If you'd like to get notified on the next episode, press the little bell icon next to it as well. And you can get notified on new bulls when the next episode is out, whether that be an RC coffee chat or one of the videos or one of the many videos which I've got backed up here which need to get edited. And once I get free from work, we'll get those out for you. All the links to everything which I've spoken about are in the video description for you. And again, for absolute clarity, the vast majority of them are affiliate links, so you will be supporting the channel if you use any of them. And on that note, it is time for me to go. The sun is up. I have a model, I have a transmitter, and 2 fresh batteries over there on the side. So on that note, if you are out flying today, have an absolutely fantastic day. And if you're not, one of those 2 batteries, they'll be for you. And on that note, for myself, Matt, cheerios!